So from time to time, we like to take the opportunity to hear from someone in our congregation about some of the things that the Lord has been doing in their particular journey of faith. And so Marci Stahl is going to share her testimony with us this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. There's a lot of people here today. I know it's not all to see me, but hey, I'll take it. First of all, as he said, my name is Marci, and I'm from Coloma. I'm a mother of four. First of all, I'm a child of God. Then I'm a mother of four. I'm recently widowed. I'm a kennel owner. I'm a life coach, and many other things. And I felt compelled to give my testimony today for three reasons. First of all, to glorify God. I want His light to shine through me. And I want to be a beacon of hope for people out there. And so that's my main reason for doing this. And my second reason is to encourage others to get up here and do this. I'm a new member. I just became a member a couple weeks ago. Although I've been coming to this church for like a year or so, introduced to this church by my son Christopher and his wife Erica. But I understand that nobody took the opportunity to give their testimony when they became a new member, and so I had to jump right on that. So here I am. And, you know, we all have a story, and we are all overcomers, so we all have things to share with others and can give other people hope. So, and the third reason I will touch on in a little bit. I grew up in a Lutheran church, and I was confirmed and all that. I went to church for most of my life, but I was not living the life of a Christian. Not that I was doing horrible things or anything, but I was one of those, Sunday Christians. You go to church on Sunday, and then the rest of the week, you're good. just doing my duty kind of thing. And then 2020 came, and you all, I'm sure, remember 2020, what a year that was. COVID hit. And as I said, I have a kennel business, and it hit hard in the very beginning because everything was shut down and nobody was boarding because nobody was going anywhere. And it hit financially, it hit us really bad. That was our main source of income. And then, where I was going with that. It was our main source of income, and then so I was freaking out like I always do, did before, like especially when it came to money. I didn't know how we were going to handle things. And then my son Christopher came to me, and he told me, "Mom, why don't you just give it to God?" And it was at that point that something changed in me, and I did give it to God, and that gave me so much peace after that. And it was shortly after that my husband was diagnosed with aggressive cancer. And again, we needed God more than ever in our lives at that time. And so many times, I mean, we prayed like constantly. That's the point where my relationship with Jesus really started to blossom. And to me, that was like the biggest thing for me. I didn't have the relationship before. That's what was missing in my life. I was basically just lost. After the diagnosis and the ER visits, the hospital stays, all that kind of stuff we had to go through, I ended up being his caregiver last year for much of the year. He got really sick last year, and eventually my husband ended up on hospice. And we were fortunate enough to have him be home for the end. But out of all the darkness, opportunities grow. And we were blessed. My whole family was blessed in so many ways through all the darkness. God blessed us. Our whole family grew in our faith, which was the primary thing. Somehow we made it through with finances. We were paying for all his medical care out of pocket because we did alternative, so insurance wouldn't cover it. And I had no idea how we were going to have the money, and God provided where it was needed. And, and career changes. I found my true calling, which was to be a life coach, and the way I can serve others. And my daughter also found her career choice out of that, and just so many other positive things. Our family relationships got stronger, and I could go on and on. The blessings were and are immense. Which brings me to my third reason for doing this today. My husband, Kevin, came here. I don't know, some of you might remember him. He got to come early on until he got too sick. But he always wanted to give his testimony, and he couldn't. So I'm going to speak for him a little bit today. I can't tell you exactly what he was going to say, but I can tell you what he told me. And that was that having a relationship with Jesus was the most important thing to him. And faith can get you through anything. Especially in this last year, he was in such immense pain. He had all sorts of things. He had nephrostomy tubes and all sorts of things. And he didn't complain about it at all. He just accepted it. And he never once said, "Why me?" He always said, "Why not me?" And he was bedridden even in the end in his last few days. And he was asking the pastor how he could serve others from where he was. That's what he was thinking of, not himself. He was not even one to pray for himself. And the main thing he wanted for his family before he went, and he was ready, but he wanted to make sure that all of us had a relationship with Jesus. That was most important to him, and I think that's what he was holding on for, till he felt sure of that. I personally could not have gotten through any of the past 4 years without the promises of God. We were so blessed in our suffering and in the pain. And I owe it all to God. I couldn't have done it without him. And I wouldn't be up here talking to you if not for him. So amidst all the sadness that I still am going through, because it was recent, it was just October that we lost him, I can still be happy because I have Christ in my heart and I have the promise of heaven. So, and just to go back, we all have stories to share, so I encourage you all to take an opportunity when you have it and share it with people, whether it's here or out there in the world, whatever. Thank you.